I'm just not getting all the notifications here. Okay, here we go. All right, we got 6. We're gonna run it. All right. Good evening, Panther fans, and welcome to another edition of the Four Man Rush. I'm your main man, Kevin Avery, aka 4MR underscore Country Kev. Got my partner in crime with me tonight, Mr. Jerdarius McCoy, aka the Panthers Den. Panther fans, you already know what time it is. We're coming in to discuss the latest game with the Carolina Panthers. They had a home game against the AFC South team, the Indianapolis Colts, who are coming in here having given up 37 points at least in their last 3 games. Yet somehow they look like a playoff caliber defense against us because the final score was the score of 27-13 in favor of the Indianapolis Colts, with the Panthers offense only able to muster up 13 points. Yeah, me and Panthers Den, we were actually at the game. We met up before the game, chopped it up a little bit. Then we met up after the game, and just had typical discussions. This latest loss now drops the Panthers to a 1-7 record on this 2023 season. Whatever momentum, whatever glimpse of hope that we had heading into this game with the win last week against the other AFC South team, Houston, Texas, has pretty much all but evaporated any type of hope of a serious turnaround. Because, again, if a team that has given up at least 37 points in the last 3 games comes to your hometown, comes to your town, and come to your stadium, and you can't put up with 13, that says a lot here. Yeah, it just man, y'all know I'm one of the most optimistic Panther fans there is. I'm always looking for the silver linings. I'm always looking for the glimmer of hope to hold on to. I don't scrape the bottom of the barrel so much this season. I think the barrel is about saying about destroyed really from all my scraping. So I'm gonna get on here and let Panthers Den in here chop it up and give his opening assessment of the game. But yeah, Panther fans, we we in for one of those seasons. So unfortunately, we've been through these before. So we're gonna stick it out and grind it through. But JD, talk to us. Give me your opening assessment of what happened yesterday at Bank of America Stadium.
Bro, it's we running out of words to describe what we witnessing right now. And it's sad because, like I told you at the game, for a team that has just drafted a guy first overall, and not only we didn't earn that pick, we weren't a first overall. We weren't the worst team in the league last year. You traded up and traded assets for a guy. That means your building is sold on him. For a team that just drafted a quarterback, the future of their franchise first overall, for there to be so much apathy and a lack of positivity moving forward, says something about the situation we're in currently. All in all, man, I don't see there's no clear path, at least for this season, that I can see that would turn this thing around. It's all bad right now. And when certain aspects of the game improves from game to game, like our defense did a great job this game. We ran the ball actually for like 138, 140 yards. So that wasn't a bad day. However, like the 2 picks, wide receivers not being able to separate in the pass game, failed pass protections and things like that kind of just stymied all that progress we made in the other areas of our game. And it just feels like every game is flip-flopping to where maybe our defense doesn't have the greatest day, but Bryce Young and the offense are clicking, and then we would flip-flop to where the run game disappears again or something else happens, and it just always compounds and falls apart. So it's a lot of football minds in that building for this to be a continual thing. And at some point, we got to start being like, look, whose fault is it but the offensive mind that we don't have an offensive identity through 10 weeks of football? Whose fault is it? It has to be the offensive mind. Whose fault is it that when we are struggling on defense, the interior is part of the reason why, because we're giving up 100+ yards on the ground consecutively. Like somebody's got to answer for this. So them seats is beyond hot in that building right now.
Yeah, scalding should be the word. And you know what?
Completely
When you go,
scalding.
and if we go through, any given social media platform that talks about the Panthers, you can pretty much find crowds that's pretty much even spread. We got those that want to blame Tepper, the owners, saying it starts with him. He's the one that's making the hires. He's the one that's hired the coaches. He's the one that's hired his current GM. Many people want to start with him. Some been making assumptions that he's the meddler. He's the one that overruled Coach Wright for Bryce Young. But it was, I think, Joe Person of The Athletic confirmed that, and I think some other local media for the team confirmed that no, it was a joint decision by Mr. Tepper, Scott Fitterer, and Coach Wright to draft Bryce Young. So, you got those that's placing the blame at the GM Scott Fitterer. You got those placing the blame at Coach Wright, and you got the ones pointing the fingers at the players. Now, depending on your philosophy, your logic, how you view things, you actually can make a case for each one of them. Personally, I think all 4 options have more than enough fingerprints on the crime scene here of this 1-7 season. Folks could see our 4-man rush chat. Boy, look, we done had some long late night, early morning discussions about what a place to blame, and I hope that fellas don't mind. But Big Smooth been on from day one. Placing the blame at Tepper. He actually thinks that this franchise is not going to get better as long as Tepper is the owner. Even if I felt that way, the fact that I know that Tepper is not going to sell the team unless something out of the blue, unforeseen, like epic level scandal type stuff. I don't see that. So for me, it's pointless whether I believe it or not to hope that he sells the team. I just really think that's just wasting air, on it. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot more as someone that strongly defended Scott Fitterer. I have significantly weakened my stance. I felt like that because the previous coach, Matt Rule, had final say in the decisions. I did say that I was going to judge Scott Fitterer by the results of the 2023 season because, he no longer had someone with absolute final say over the picks and over the free agent process, over player personnel. So this 1-7 record definitely falls on his foot. We have those who look back at, his days in Seattle, trying to downplay, what his role was there, that he was getting credit for. Um, and then JD, you got the ones that, got all their venom for Coach Wright, saying that, hey, he's the head coach. He's the one that handpicked this staff. He was the one that was the offense coordinator when the Eagles won their Super Bowl, and he was the one that led the Colts to a winning record. His season's there, in spite of getting fired the middle of last season around the same time.
Yeah.
And then you got the ones that's blaming the players. So if you had to arrange it in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, as far as your pecking order of number one shares the most blame for the start, and number 4 who shares the least of the start, how would you place the blame from your assessment, JD?
Oh, that's a good question. I would probably have to go Tepper 1
Okay,
because
owner
Tepper
1.
has been here throughout this whole time period. And I don't believe he's the type, or he's giving off the vibe. He tries to give off the vibe of, I want to be a part of the negotiations, but I don't necessarily I won't like flex and say, do this or do this. I think that's cap. I think he's in the discussion, and then he's like, well, if we need a quarterback, let's go get a quarterback. So we go and get Teddy Bridgewater. If we need a better quarterback, let's go see if we can find a better quarterback. So we'll trade our second round pick for Sam Darnold and all that other stuff. End up with Baker Mayfield, and now we trade up to get finally a rookie quarterback. So I have to go Tepper 1. I don't know if he needs to stay out of the negotiation rooms, or if he needs to just kind of distance himself from and be a fly on the wall in those rooms when those decisions are being made. But he's the only one that's consistent throughout the whole thing. 2, I'll have to go. It's going to be tough. I'll have a little bit more grace for Scott Fitterer than I feel like most people do. I'll say 2, I'll call the coaching staff up, simply because of the fact that I'm assuming final cuts came from, well, you know what? Scott Fitterer probably had a lot to do with that too. Nah, we'll do Scott too, because he's been trash at drafting. Probably, oof. I gotta blame the coaching staff before I blame the players, because I feel like we're, especially in some positions like our receiver position, outside of Adam Thielen and DJ Chark being a vet, it's a young room. So how can I blame them for not having people to coach them up? Like Tommy Tremble this offseason going into the season, he was like, this is the first time we've ever been coached up on our routes, like as receivers. So how can I blame them when the coaches that have been here haven't been doing their job? And this coaching staff is pretty much brand new, top to bottom, outside of Tabor and Campen. So I'll have to say owner 1, Fitterer 2, coaching staff 3, and then players.
Okay, so for you, it's Tepper, Fitterer, coaching staff, and then players.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how I got to call it.
Okay, I could pretty much roll with that one. I wouldn't change it up just to be different by any stretch, because I mean, and you know me, I've been on Team Tepper because I felt like he was, when he came out with that opening press conference in 2018,
Yeah.
about winning, winning, winning. But during this time, we basically have replaced the Cleveland Browns, is what we've done. We're now Cleveland South, running
Yeah.
through a barrage of quarterbacks in a very short amount of time. Constant coaching changeover with, some fans wanting another change. Uh, I mean, how many times we had to turn over this roster? Um, is it salvageable?
Mm-hmm.
Do we got the people here to turn it around? It's just all kind of questions out there that, as fans, that we really don't have anything solid one way or the other to really, feel any type of sense of immediate hope. Like usually when Panther teams have struggled in the past, we usually have a strong finish to look up to towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And by now, we used to maybe being like something like, around 500, maybe 4-3 or 3-4. We don't took some L's, but so we done knocked some people out too, and then get on a little hot streak. But man, it's like, bro, have we even scored 30 points yet this year? Like,
Nah.
what's our highest point total that we've scored?
Well, we may have scored 30. Hold on. Let me look. Nope. 27. We scored 27 versus Seahawks. Yeah.
Okay. Is that our season high?
Yep. Yep. It's sad, boy.
Man. Like I said, man, it's hard for me to get optimism. It really is.
Look, if Kevin struggling to be optimistic, chat, that tell you something, because he normally in the 4-man everybody could be panicking. I could be panicking, Monty could be panicking, Smooth would be on his "I told you so," and Kev gonna be like, "Look, it's gonna take time." If Kev said, "Look, bro, I'm struggling," then it done hit the fan.
Bro. Man, just take a little break for a minute. From YouTube, we got the Jadarius Experience here. It says, just had a rant on TikTok. Man, I think I'm done with us for the season. Is this your burner by chance? Or
Nah. He just got a good name. I like that name.
Okay.
It ain't many opportunities I get to meet another Jadarius.
So, right. You the first one I ever knew of. So, yeah.
Salute to old boy. I don't blame you for being done, though. I thought about it.
Yeah, I don't blame anybody. Like I said, if you want to find something else to do with your Sunday afternoons now, hey, I'm not even mad at you. Come back. You know what I'm saying? When training camp come back up next year. Got another one here from YouTube. The Ghost of Judah Tribe. Please pick off Justin Fields like 5 times this Thursday. Man, if J.C. Horn was back, I would feel a little more. I mean, who's our pick? Our last pick was from Sam Franklin, that he had the picks. I mean
no, we had what? We had Troy Hill do a pick 6 in Miami.
Yeah. Okay. So, because there's gonna be some balls there, and I think to prove a point, there may be some forcing to DJ Moore to have a big game against us. You know what I'm saying? So,
I hope JC can. Nah, I ain't heard nothing about JC either. Like, normally I would. With it being a short week, you would hear something by now.
Right. All right. Tyree Ross said, "What's going on, fellas? Hey, we just living a life here." Okay. Ghost of Judah Tribe.
He's a Bears fan.
He's a Bears fan. By the way, Thank you for your first round pick and DJ Moore. There we go. Got a little troll that's coming from me. If you beat us, you can beat us as Phil is the quarterback Thursday. He likes to throw picks.
He won a draft. He won to draft a quarterback. That's why he wanted us to pick just the Fields off.
Right. Yeah, but what's going on with Caleb Williams? Because you talking about you want part ownership and this, that, and the third, and lately he been looking a little like is Drake May from Carolina possibly the new QB1? I mean, who knows?
Look, right as of right now, he's my QB1.
Right. He says again, look, you're the Panthers. Get over it. Come to play Thursday night, though. I really don't like our QB. And that's tough because, I mean, pre-draft, go back a couple years, JD. Like, what was your impressions of Justin Fields as a draft prospect? Like, were you the ones wanting to draft him in the draft? Or what was what can you remember about your 2021 pre-draft thoughts right before the draft on Justin Fields?
Yeah, I had him QB3 in that class. I had Sunshine 1. I had Zach Wilson 2. I had Justin Fields at wait. Yeah, Justin Fields at 3. Trey Lance at 4. Mac Jones at 5. I was okay with picking Justin Fields, but that was the year I made the wager to where I would eat 10 Popeyes biscuits with no drink if we took a quarterback.
You sure did. You sure did.
Because I was so sold on either J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain at number 8. So I was pretty much non-QB, or I was even open to Slater. If it was not a cornerback, I was ready for Slater. Not Slater, Michael Parsons, my bad. That was the year after, I think. The year before. I don't know. My year's running again.
Got a shout out here for you, JD. This is from Omar James on Facebook. He says, shout out to JD with Panthers Den and having quotation L quotation from Death Note anime, rocking the Panthers fitted. Oh yeah, Teppa sucks. Hashtag Carolina Panthers for life.
Not only is it an L, I need all the analytical powers of L to figure out what we watching. Like I have to channel that to make it through film. It's bad, man.
Now he's talking shit. The ghost of Judah Trout says just keep losing. The more you lose, the higher I pick. Man, you know what? With the way the Bears run, y'all could probably have a top pick and still fuck it up somehow. Like y'all just have no luck when it comes to picking in the draft. Y'all had what, number 2 pick and took Mitch Trubisky like at number 2. So y'all history on what to do with a high draft pick ain't that. So yeah, it may seem bad to us that we traded away, but y'all don't have a history of cashing a check. Chicago is the place where quarterbacks go to die. A lot of y'all still hang on to Jim McMahon as y'all last great quarterback because y'all won a Super Bowl with him. So
that's tough.
Then he goes on to say, Dante Foreman might eat this Thursday then. I mean, no offense, I like Dante Foreman, but if we held a Jonathan Taylor in check, I'm not going to be that overly concerned with Dante Foreman. That's just me personally.
I'm more stressed out about Jonathan Taylor. I ain't going to lie to you.
All right. Okay, at this point, he's just having a conversation with himself in the chat. Look, you guys shouldn't feel bad. You know you're bad. Embrace it and move forward. You guys might be sucking for a while. Get used to it. Yeah, that's that Bears mentality right there. Today is damn a guarantee you're getting a get out of jail free card. All right. Okay, they're having a little back and forth with themselves here. Let's see. Omar says Thomas Brown also said that Bryce was his guy all along during the draft process. That's the narrative as it stands. I could buy into that.
Yeah, I could see that being the case with that with the offenses he came from and the offensive minds he came from. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he said he out of here. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
The Jerry's experience says, bro, I blame the front office and most of the coaching staff. Yeah,
Yeah,
we right up here with you. Yeah.
I agree.
Anthony Brown says, what's up? Not much, Anthony. We just living that 1-7 life, you know.
Making the best out of it.
All right, got a good one here from Facebook. Zach Perkins says, I may have joined late, but thoughts on Bryce Young.
Mhm.
If you already answered, it's cool. Now, we really haven't spoke in depth about Bryce Young, but, JD, you scouted Bryce Young. You put out a lot of clips pre-draft. You studied post-draft. You graded them. Share your insight, your assessment on Bryce Young so far.
Bryce is the best way I can explain it. When they drafted him and described him as a point guard to distribute the ball. If you took a Rajon Rondo or a Chris Paul and put him on a team with no shooters or no perimeter threats, you would get similar play out of what we're getting from Bryce Young right now. Like CP3 and Rajon Rondo and all the John Stockton and all those guys that were really good at distributing the ball and not as effective if you put them on the floor full of Ronnie Turioffs and Russell Westbrooks. Like it's just not. It's not beneficial to him. And I think a lot of what Bryce Young is going through right now is that he's trying to keep this offense afloat, and it's a big hole in the bottom of the boat. Like, and not for nothing, Adam Thielen has been a solid player, the most consistent player on offense, probably out of everybody, including Bryce. So it's like, and he has to be in the slot. And if he's not in the slot, we have to put him in motion versus man coverage. When we suspect his man, he goes in motion. On Sunday, he was the only player I noticed outside of the running backs of the wide receiver group. He was the only one that was consistently going in motion. I'm like, is that because if it's man coverage, he's not going to beat this guy? Or is it because we're trying to get – I'm like, you have DJ Chark. I would fear DJ Chark coming in motion off them little jailbreak motions that Miami do because of his long speed.
Definitely.
I'm struggling to see like it, and how we gonna distribute the ball and get assists if we ain't got no bucket makers on our team. So it's tough sledding for Bryce right now.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make milkshake out of sour milk is kind of how I'm looking at it. Like this bruh.
That's real.
Man.
That's real.
But you know what? I mean, like I said, this would be easier to digest if there was something to hang our hat on. But at this point in time, I mean,
ain't got it.
Like if we lose out, like does Frank Wright and the staff even make it to 2024? Like,
man, I don't know.
Would Tepper clear house? General manager, like just everybody get out. He'll just have a fleet of U-Hauls just at Bank of America Stadium. Like,
I know part of Tepper's concern has got to be how many people have turned down an interview with us. Head coach, OC, I'm pretty sure a DC or a defensive coordinator, defensive-minded coaches have turned down interviews with us. So it's like, if you clean house this time, who coming? So I know that's part of the reason why he's like, okay, I could totally fire Frank Wright after a 0-6 start. However, it's like who is going to actually take the job if we do that?
Who would want this job without a first round pick?
Right.
Who would be someone that is going to be in the best interest of our franchise quarterback still on a rookie contract?
It'll be a tough. I think Tepper keeps at least one part of this regime around, whether it be somebody from the front office or Frank Wright, until at least until we get first round pick capital back, which will be 2025.
Right.
Make them suffer through it.
Yeah.
Notice how I didn't say Bryce was the wrong pick, though. He's still my guy. I think he still can be a good pro.
Hey man, let's go ahead and clear the air on this because we have we got a lot of people dick riding, CJ Stroud, and let's before I get into this, let me give you my disclaimer. I personally had nothing wrong with against CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all had him ranked as the number 2 quarterback behind Bryce Young.
Yep.
Even when the whole, cotton to score thing came out, we were just kind of like, it may mean something, but not really, because, we go out the game film.
Right.
Our biggest thing was, his best game was his last game against Georgia. But all the other years, it was just like inflated against weaker teams. And when he got blitzed a lot, he just, he looked really bad. Always had 2 or 3 NFL caliber wide receivers on his team who was always open on the first look. So any type of things that we said about CJ Stroud was based off facts, was based off film. But for those of the Panthers fan base that wanted CJ Stroud, who were anti-Bryce Young because they felt like, the height and this, that, and the third, all of that, all this dick riding on CJ Stroud, like it's really annoying because both Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud have more batted down passes than Bryce Young at this point right now. So all this talk about his height and batted balls, like, cut it. But when when CJ Stroud faced this same Panthers defense with that same offense that he broke the record with yesterday, it was totally different. Totally different outcome. They didn't all of a sudden get back all their playmakers that, when they had the big explosion yesterday. Nah, it was the same squad that lost a week earlier in Charlotte. So, all the anti-Bryce fans or pro-Stroud fans, taking their little victory laps on social media, like y'all really annoying and y'all really have selective memory. But, you're going to do what you're going to do.
It's wild. I'm not surprised by people being prisoners of the moment with what's going on with Bryce and CJ Stroud. And had Anthony Richardson not gotten hurt, he would have been the third name in there. So I'm not surprised by it. I had CJ Stroud QB1 before the season began. And then once I started doing the film study, I flip-flopped and had Bryce number 1.
Okay. Yeah. And like I said, people want to declare bust and declare greatness already after 8 games, 8, 9 these early celebrations. Because for us old heads that remember, and I don't know if you want to catch up with one of them, JD, but Peyton Manning's rookie year, he had 28 interceptions. If the same Peyton Manning was a rookie this year and came out and did this year, how many people will write him off as a bust? Being the number 1 overall pick. Everybody. Yep. They would just lay into him, there's no way around it. They would just lay into him. So,
it wasn't long ago that the guy the Jags picked first overall looked bad because Urban Meyer was on cocaine and forgot how to coach and how to be a decent human being.
Right, that part.
and drafted Trevor Lawrence as running back to be a wide receiver. and now look at him. Like he isn't the best quarterback in the league yet. However, he has his game has taken a turn and it's looking up. So Hey.
Well, yeah, that's all I've got time for it on that subject, man. Like I said, I want to see success for Young, Stroud, and Richardson. Um, and shoot, I even throw in Levis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a dislike or a hate for any of these players. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was beyond my control. So hey, it is what it is. Go to a few more Hayes here from YouTube. Karen Choi says, "Sup, fellas." Not sure what this is about. I think 27. I'm not sure.
The highest, we were talking about the highest.
Oh, 27 point. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
27. Okay, in Seattle, so you all right. Appreciate that, Karen. I think it's Kieran. I think that's how you pronounce it. Zach Perkins from Facebook again says we should have kept Wilkes. My honest opinion. He brought out the best in that team last year. Yeah, we're all in agreement there. I think most of us in the four-man rush were all for Coach Wilkes to get the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
But, it didn't happen. A lot of people claiming, hey, it's offensive league. We need offensive-minded coach. Well, I'm not sure where we rank at offensively, but it's very offensive. So, Omar says, and Dalton started that game against Seattle and put up 300 yards with no turnovers. The O-line cost us so many penalties, especially Icky. We are in distress as fans. Yes, we definitely are. Bryce likes to throw picks too. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was one of them games. Stroud going to have his days. I mean, it's life as not only as a rookie quarterback, but a quarterback in general.
Stroud done got lucky on some of these, bro. They done hit defenders in two hands and they dropped it. So it's like,
right.
That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, man.
Carl Van says Bryce will be fine. We think so as well. We're not beating the Bears, though.
I'm not confident.
Right. Blood and Guts Part 2.
Lord, I hope not.
Right. This team's going to be bad for a while, guys. I see no light at the end of the tunnel. I feel bad if someone gets fired. Unfortunately, this is coming from Brim Low God on YouTube.
Yeah. I think people confuse the hope for the future with first round draft picks. For us, I think there is light at the end of the tunnel, but he's already on the team. And there's just a bunch of BS around him and making that light not look so bright. So I think there's hope, but it's like if you're looking for a sexy draft and to build through the draft, we don't got the GM right now with the track record of being able to.
We're going to have to nail in a free agency because we're not picking till Friday of the draft. So,
boy, that's about to be boring.
Right. Right. That's really going to make it, boring for us, in the off season with what we do. When the Senior Bowl comes out and, this, that, and the third. So, yeah. I think we was just discussing. Omar says, honest question, what do we Panther fans have to look forward to moving forward? I feel like we need a silver lining. Because I like my silver lining to be based on some fact. And I just don't see it right now. And I don't want to just say something just to say something,
Really, the only thing we have to look forward to is progression from Bryce.
Right.
Getting better week to week. Yeah. Look, man, Bryce is the future, bro. Like, whether or not, the analyst think so or whatever, he's our guy. So we go as Bryce go at this point. So all we can hope for is that every week Bryce gets a little bit better, and maybe the guys around him get a little bit better too.
So we can hope for. I wish Smooth was available for this one, but he's on vacation / birthday celebrations with his son. So says, why is our O line so bad? Well, you can say injuries is a part. You could say that the lineman that we have for the scheme that we're using is it's not matching up. We all felt like Campen was one of the better O-line coaches. It's hard for me to place a finger on it, even as I watch it. Man, because I can see regression from everybody. Let's start with my main man Icky. I feel like he's going through the sophomore slump, but many NFL, former players and have said that they, lineman experts have, came and spoken, to us either in private message or on our posts on social media and said that they feel like the issue with Icky can be solved. That is, he's using too much of his athleticism. Like he needs to be, trained like it's a fixable issue. And once we get it fixed, he's going to be great for us. So, because we already knew coming in when we drafted him that his footwork was raw, particularly on pass blocking. I think that was our biggest concern when we scouted offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no surprise to see the struggles at this level with the pass block because it's like, and I don't know what his grade is yet today. I'll look it up here shortly. We always take it with a grain of salt to use Pro Football Focus's grading system because we all have had our gripes about it. Players have had their gripes about it, but Icky will have, he's inconsistent. He'll have great game, bad game. Like it's not a consistent. When he's good, he's been good, but when he's been bad, he's been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it just shows the lack of consistency. Just shows that something's off. That if we get it fixed, that we can definitely get it going. So that's just my own assessment.
I'm a jump off that Icky the guard bandwagon. I don't think it makes sense from what I had Mike Well hit me up and
Mike Wall?
Yeah, had him hit me up, and then I talked to a couple other guys, and they were like, "Well, ideally in a closed space, you would want those movements to be more efficient,
right?
Because we're playing in a closed space, and you don't have a lot of room for error." And they're like, "Now imagine that, but you have Ndamukong Suh or somebody like that on the other side, and how important it is for you to get." Get your footwork together quickly. So yeah, Icky is a tackle. I'll say that now. I think his play style is still going to be more of a mauler than anything. But what I'm saying, like you look at a guy like, I hate to use the comparison, but a guy like Trent Williams, who is also a very good athlete in his own right. But once he gets his hands on you, it's a wrap. Teron Armstead is an excellent athlete at tackle. Improved his pass set, over time. So I think it can be done. It's just a matter of, okay, we got to do it quickly so Bryce doesn't get hurt.
Right.
And then is Campen that guy that can do that? Do we need to outsource him? Do we need to find somebody else that has experience with developing tackles like that? That's the next question.
Well, since we're talking about the offensive line, let me just go ahead and I'm gonna share the screen real quick here, JD.
All right,
So
cool.
as always, shout out to PNP, Panthers Nation podcast. Our boys Rashad and Dave, they stay on top of always sharing the line assessment here. So let me go ahead and share this real quick. It's it fits right with what we've been talking about, man. Um, so, um, they're saying, if you can see this good, can you see it good, JD?
Yep.
Okay, so it was Moten's turn to have a bad game. Pass blocking, I say he gave up 9 hurries by Moten. That's a lot. 3 of the 4 sacks were attributed to the offensive line. Icky with an 88 run block grade, but we only had a net 5 yards rushing to the left. Throckmorton continues to struggle at left guard after playing solid at right guard. So if you look at this here, and I'm going to go ahead and just share this on my own real quick. Let's start from left and move to right. Here with Icky, 88 run blocking game. I mean, my God, not great, but better pass blocking, 56.4. Did give up 3 hurries, but no sacks, no hits. A 73 overall. So when you compare it to last week, what he was like a 30-something?
30-something,
again,
yeah.
It shows, he's got the ability. We just got to get whatever it is consistently. Jesus, this might be the worst O-lineman grade I've seen in a while in all 3 phases. Calvin Throckmorton, 49 in run blocking, 29 in pass blocking, 43 overall. 4 hurries, 1 quarterback hit. Bro, that's Bubba Sparks ugly right there.
Hey, that man said he had
a nice bounce back game for Bradley Bozeman.
Okay, Bose.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish that. You said that man had to what now?
He had to force Buckner over.
Yeah. DeForest Buckner does that to a lot. So, but yeah, nice bounce back game from Bradley Bozeman, who again, previous game was looking rough. I mean, run blocking, which is his main forte, he struggled last week. 72. Pass blocking, bro. Look at it, 66.3. It's been a while, Bo, since we've seen you with that one. Overall, 61.4. Did give up a sack, did give up a hurry. But I can live with this from Bozeman. If we're going to, stand on what PFF grades.
That's cool.
Ted Corbett still getting back into it. He's credited for giving up 2 sacks and 3 hurries. That's why his pass block grade is a 49.4. Run blocking, pretty decent, 62 overall, 59.9. Let's just round up, say 60. We curve a little bit over here. But Taylor Moten, who is usually by far our best pass blocker, didn't give up any hits or sacks, but gave up a lot of hurries, forced throws on Bryce. 53.7, run blocking 59.2, which is actually an improvement for him because usually he's in the 40s and the high 40s, low 50s run blocking, and he's usually in the 70s or 80s pass blocking. So overall, a 53.7. So yeah, definitely not a standout day for Taylor Moten. So we was just talking about the offensive line again. You just seen a mixed bag of results. I mean, I'll take this from Icky. Throckmorton, no. I'll take this from Bozeman. Corbett, you still get a pass because you're working yourself back into shape. Second game, like I said, decent against the run. But definitely got to keep working on your pass blocking because you definitely was known for your pass blocking, signing with us, and not your run blocking. So I just think this is going to get better as he continues to get more live reps. So yeah, like I said, it's just a mixed bag of results here from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
All right, move on to his next question here, JD. Do you think we should sit Bryce Young given the O-line productivity? He's getting killed out there. Me personally, no. Trial by fire. I mean, all the greats had to learn and grow from it. Um, so I just think benching Bryce Young would be a setback that we don't want to risk, you know.
Within reason to me.
What are your thoughts?
Within reason, I feel like you should play him. At some point, I'm thinking if we don't get that level of consistency and we're still giving up hits, at some point I'm contemplating like just pulling the plug because I do not want to go into the next season. Oh, Bryce got hurt at the end of last season. Are we going to play him to start next season? Or are we going to send him? So it's within reason. I want him to. I think they want him to play through it because of how much film he watches and his processing and all that good stuff. You really don't get to develop that unless you're in live action. So I think they want to play him, but same time, like if we giving up nine hurries or from one guy and giving up 6-7 sacks a game, it's like, bro, at some point we just gotta kill it, and we'll see y'all next year. So I'd rather play him, but.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can rock with that. All right, Charles from YouTube says if you notice in the game tonight, you'll get a Mac and Boza causing all kind of trouble, but we don't want to get Burns any help. Yep, Burns' help is up in Philadelphia with a 7-1, 8-1 record. Hassan Reddick, who was on note, was publicly said that he wanted to stay in Carolina, but was told he was not in their plans. Now, who the hell would tell him that? Man, I can only imagine. But anyway, thoughts that Hassan Reddick and Stephen Gilmore could possibly still be on this team, but was told no is just mind numbing to me.
Oh man.
C3 Anthony says the problem is Fitter and Wright. Fitter is for Simmons off roster and saying we was a quarterback away. Wright looking like a bad Santa washed up and don't give a shit. This might go down as my favorite comment of the night.
I would pin it. I mean, that's real.
Hey.
That's real. He ain't lying.
Says here, by the way, what up, JD? Always popping in my Twitter spaces.
Yeah. What's good, family? Oh, yeah, that is C3 Anthony. What's good, bro? I pop in there from time to
time. This one I can agree with. One more real quick. You turned down 2 first rounds for Burns last year. I heard it was 2 first rounds and a third for Burns last year, and yet we delayed contract talks. Makes 0 sense to me, bro. Yeah, it makes 0 sense to me as well. I've never been on record for saying to trade Burns. I always wanted him to get his money, get him paid. Montez Sweat got 28 million guaranteed, and I think we can all say that Brian Burns is better than him. And it's the market, whether we like it or not. This is the DN market right now, so he's not being unreasonable for what he's asking for.
I would have They offered me that. I hung up. I called Brian Burns' agent immediately and be like, look, we got to figure something out. Look, I don't know who leaked that. That was the offer that we declined, but whoever leaked that kind of killed all of our. Because if that report never comes out, we have that year, which was that year we picked up his 5th-year option. So we have that year, this year, and next year to use a franchise tag on him. So if that never comes out, his value probably doesn't shoot up as much as it did unless until Nick Bosa signs his deal and Max Crosby gets his money. So whoever leaked that is the ops for real. They the ops, bro.
Not the ops. Charles Orr here says, we the fans are jaded. It's been so long that we haven't had a competent crew, and we have to realize Bryce is a rookie.
Facts.
Goes on to say, okay, I've already seen that. Okay,
that's real.
That. Let's see here. Give me your thoughts. Can we win this week? Can we? Sure. Will we?
No.
Yeah. I mean, the defense, since the bye week, is holding up their. The defense is holding up their end of the deal, despite missing several key players. I think it's more starters missing on defense than offense. Yet they're still. I mean, after giving up back-to-back 40-point games at Detroit, at Miami, and in 2 home games, giving up only 13 points and 14 points to Houston and Indianapolis, I'll take that. So expect it to be another low-scoring affair Thursday night is what I'm thinking. So.
I don't know.
But from what I heard, I think Burns in concussion protocol?
Yeah, he's probably going to be out.
Yeah. Yes. Like I said, 1-7, so no need to risk it. So. All right, we got Dream Villain 23 says Frank got to go, period. We can't let Irsay come in and get off.
Oh my God!
Some dreams and nightmares in our locker rooms. When you have to fire Frank, boy, that was.
That's wild. Who brings a boombox to an away game, bro? They was ready.
Right.
There was some prep work they had to go into this. Y'all can't think Irsay already knew that song. He had to listen to that song before he got here and said, "I'm gonna hit him with this dance when we win." That's crazy. That's crazy to me, bro. Dudes dancing in a away locker room. I don't know if y'all ever been in a away locker room. That's the worst locker room in the building. Paint peeling, lockers are small, bathroom dirty, and they in there getting amped.
Like it's all right. And one more comment here. Carvan says, "Get not Frank Wright, Prank Wright off my football team."
Hey. If I had my way, he would be gone. But it's like, do it really help us at this point? I feel like we're just gonna suffer either way.
Yeah. Suffering is something we just got to get comfortable with it.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything we can do at this point. Last year we looked into the Steve Wilkes actually having an idea of what we should do offensively. I don't see another situation like that. I think that was rare.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all the comments here. Carl also says we're getting blown out Thursday. Man,
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know about you. JD? What's your schedule looking like since this is a Thursday night game? You want to wait till Friday come on, or do you want to hop on right after the game when it's fresh? Like, what's your Thursday agenda looking like?
Let me look and see. All right.
Because I don't want to keep you up past your curfew.
Yeah, I got to go in on. Let me see what time I go in on Friday. I'm going at 11, so I mean, maybe I can pop in after the game. Game end up at what? 10? 12, around 12.
It'll be late. Yeah. No, we ain't got to be pressed. Like I said, if you want to wait till Friday or whatever, hell, we're gonna be off 10 days. So we like I said, we're not gonna be pressed.
Let's schedule it for Friday.
All right, that'll work. C3 Anthony says, let's be honest real quick. We saw Bryce rip the ball versus the Texans, and they don't let him do it next week. We ain't got nothing to lose, fam. Let him rip it. Hey, I agree.
Hey. You know what I mean?
That bitch.
At this point.
All right. Thoughts on the Sanders deal? To me, it's a complete bust. I thought it then and it's showing up now. Yeah. Let me pull up his stats from yesterday because he actually had a decent game for the limited carries he got. Something right. Chuba Hubbard had 16 carries for 58 yards, 3.6. But Miles Sanders had 6 carries, 39 yards, 6.5 yards a carry. His longest was 11. Talk about watered down, but this is probably what is most efficient running game we've had.
Mm-hmm.
I would like seeing Raheem Blackshear, who got the ball a little bit more as well.
I think he need to rock even more, honestly. Raheem got that juice.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, so. But yeah, the deal for Miles Sanders so far has not given us results. But I did a poll on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it, JD. I was saying, what do you think is the reason for Miles Sanders not taking off? And I think it was close, but I think 47% said the difference is the Eagles line, O-line versus the Eagles line being better than the Panthers offensive line. I think we can agree. And I think 44% said it was a combination of Eagles having a better line, the Panthers scheme not really fitting him, and that he's actually regressed. So it was like 47% and 44% on the poll I did for right before the game started. I posted it Saturday and it ended right before the game. So, but yeah, so far we have not gotten back the type of return we was hoping to get on this investment. So,
I mean, if you look at it though, too, Jalen Hurts was that power back there with Miles Sanders, and that's not necessarily Miles' play style. So they kind of gel together a little bit better. So that could be a part of it too.
Traded CMC to add a decently high price back with much less productivity.
I mean,
man, I'm on to the next. I don't even want to talk about CMC. Dream Villain 23 said, yeah, it does help us because Evero and Thomas Brown could get an HC job next season. No, I don't see that. I don't see nobody coming off a team with maybe 1 or 2 wins getting hired by somebody else. It'll be a shock to me if they do.
If Thomas Brown have many more games like he did last year, he's gonna be here for a little while. I don't think he's earth shattering anything. Now Everall, I don't know because it's been out on him for a little minute that he's been a head coach candidate. So if anybody Everall, but I doubt it.
Right. Carvan says I have became comfortably numb. Pink Floyd. Zach Perkins agrees with you, JD. Raheem needs that rock. I agree. And James Johnson said we are the laughing stock of the NFL. Yes, we are.
I laughed too.
Skip Bayless started laughing at us last year. So,
and Skip a Bryce fan.
Yeah, but he was also a Baker fan. He felt some kind of way we let Baker go. So,
hey, I ain't got nothing for you for that because Darnold came back and I played that, man.
That part. That whole part. Yeah. Well, JD, that's all the comments from our fans that tuned in. We appreciate you guys once again. JD, any final closing remarks?
Man, we going through it, bro. I know you went to church on Sunday. It's a song that the church mother used to sing. It said, "I'm coming up the rough side of the mountain." No, we totally own that rough side of the mountain right now. We just is.
Man, I'm just waiting for the rest of this avalanche to just take us on out, bro.
But take us out, bro. At this point, look, man. All we can do now, like I said before, Bryce get a little bit better every week. Mingo get a little bit better every week. Chuba get a little bit better every week. Trimble get a little bit better every week. That's all we got. Ain't got nothing else right now.
Man, this the Mountain King Ghidra, the 3-headed monster come out of. That's the mountain we on, bro. Like, seriously. Bro. Yeah.
Willis Smith said it's a 17-game preseason. Yes, sir. That's facts. That's exactly where we at.
I see that.
That's exactly where we at. That's it.
There you go. And I'll let this be our last remark here from Zach Perkins. Appreciate the stream through all this tough season. We got to stay strong, but damn, it's hard. Boy, hard is not even a word.
Man, look, Dunk said it best on Twitter. He's like, look, we wear these jerseys, but we forget what's stitched on the collar of them, bro.
Right.
Like, come on now. Look, you know what I'm saying? That's what we this our mantra. We asked for this. This who we is.
Yep. Man. Well, on behalf of everyone here at the 4-Man Rush, the rest of the crew, like I said, they got prior engagements. Will Harris down in Miami, he's got a promotion that takes up a lot more of his time, but you can always catch him on Twitter. Big Smooth is out, continuing defending his Father of the Year award. Took his son on vacation for his birthday, so he's out, playing daddy at a. No, I ain't gonna say playing that and being daddy at a great job to his son. I think it's Malachi. I think his son. Have to double check and make sure. Monty, is working. He got I think he got a promotion as well, so that's why I wasn't able to catch him. So, me and JD, just decided to come on and chat with you guys because you guys, we met some of you guys at the game yesterday. So definitely enjoyed interacting and vibing with you guys.
Yeah.
And again, we never take it for granted. I always like to make sure every podcast, I think each and every last one of you fans of the 4-Man Rush, like I said, we're just fans like you guys who just trying to tell the story in the most logical, factual way because, not everybody, tells it the way it needs to be told,
Mm-hmm.
So, we just try to make sure we do right by you guys. But like I said, everything goes right. We'll be back Friday because we got Thursday night game coming up. I'll definitely, once me and JD just figure out what time Friday we'll be on, we'll go ahead and let you guys know. So definitely come back. Hopefully we're talking about a win, but we'll see. We'll see. So, all right. But again, on behalf of Jadaris McCoy, a.k.a. the Panthers Den, I'm your main man, Kevin Avery, a.k.a. 4MR _Country Kev. Thank you for, again, supporting the 4-Man Rush. All right, we love you guys, even if we don't see eye to eye. It's nothing but love because all of us want to see the Panthers bring the Lombardi Trophy home to Mint Street in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's stick this out to better days and see what happens. All right, but y'all take care. and keep pounding. And what a rush!